Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to a very windy Washington afternoon. It's May 18th, 2025, and we are here just outside of Yakima, Washington. We're going to do the Tieton Nature Trail, I believe it is called. So this should be a pretty flat trail. We're just looking for a short little hike. We've been trying to look for some of these hikes in the area that are pretty nice. Got some cool rock formations right here. But it's a 70-ish degree day, maybe like 65, and just super windy. So it's been having that a lot recently. I don't know if that's in this area in Yakima, if that's normal, that you get, you know, a day where it's 15-20 mile an hour winds all day. We've been having that a lot more recently. I don't know if that's normal. If it is, let me know if you're from the area. One thing to know, if you are in the area hiking, especially in the state of Washington, is you will need a Discover Pass. They have these at most of the state parks and things like that. It's like $11 for a day pass, or you can get the yearly pass for $35. So that, we just purchased that. So it's just showing these cliffs, and you're probably not going to be able to see it very well, but somewhere along one of these ridges there is somebody climbing. They're wearing a little bit of blue in the shadow. I don't think future Kyle will be able to find it, but if he does, he'll zoom in and he'll show you. Okay, so we're going to start moving on this hike because it's chilly. We need to get our legs a-moving. Maybe we get somewhere where it's a little less windy out here and a little more comfortable. The wind is making it not as fun, but we've been passing through, I think this is called Scenic Byway that we drove through here. We kind of drove through the whole thing and came back to this stop. The Scenic Byway is pretty awesome. I haven't heard much about it or seen much about it looking at things in the area to do. So if you are looking for something nice to do in the area, this Scenic Byway, it's about 25 minutes outside of town and worth the drive through. Holy moly, it's great views. Just more and more awesome stuff out here on the eastern half of the state of Washington. Other things we noticed, and you'll see right here in these trees, it looks like they had a forest fire come through not too terribly long ago. There's a lot of vegetation on the ground, so maybe last year or the year before. Seems pretty fresh. Okay, looks like we're finding our trail. We were a little confused as to where our trail was, but I do see some people on the other side of the bridge here, and that's what we're gonna have to do first, is cross this bridge. So we're gonna do that. So little bits about the Tieton Nature Trail we're doing here. It's like I said, it's really flat. I think like 100 and something feet of elevation gain, and should be somewhere around 3.5 miles. It says it takes the average person just over an hour to do, which is pretty quick. Usually when I'm walking leisurely, it's about a 20-minute mile. So 3.5 on an out and back in about just over an hour. That's pretty quick. Okay, and these burnt trees look pretty cool, but glad that didn't do too much damage, and we still have some trees here. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some steps under us here and see if we can get across the bridge. hiking for almost 20 minutes, about 3/4 of a mile in. We did just happen to see a snake. I did not catch it on film, unfortunately, but it was like a light pale green snake, not a rattlesnake, obviously. That's the only thing they're really worried about. So we've heard there's some rattlesnakes out. We've not heard or seen one yet, but did see a snake. So far we're getting, there's awesome cliff views here in the background. This across the street here, rocky cliffs up ahead. So about 3/4 of a mile in or so. So far we had one little hill and that was about it. Other than that, it's been pretty flat, maybe some rocks in the path, but not too bad. Pretty easy going, and the wind has died down for the most part, but it kind of hits us here and there. And no bugs. After our last hike, we're excited to not have bugs so far, so that's good. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. Oh yeah, and you probably saw the bridge, the suspension bridge, right at the start of the hike. That was pretty good. It is a little sketchy when you're on it, so just take your time. If you think you're afraid of heights and bridges and things like that, and you think you won't do very well on it, you probably won't. But it's really not that bad. You hold on to the handles on the rails on both sides, and it just bounces a little bit.
That will prevent you from falling.
Yeah, he's holding it real tight, make you feel safe, and walk across. It's gonna bounce a little bit, but you're fine. Okay, so back to some views here. I think we're in the Wenatchee National Forest, but on the white scenic byway. So we're coming to the end of the, well, half of the hike here. Getting to the parking lot just through there. We're at about 1 3/4 mile in about 50 minutes or so. That was us taking our time and enjoying all these awesome views here. You can see now we are really close to a bunch of climbers just at the base here of these columns. Those are called the Royal Columns. And we saw a couple people. I think there's one right up there at the top right now. Made it to the top. So been a lot of great views the whole time, and it's like you see things on your walk and you're like, wow, that looks cool, and then as you get closer and closer to it, you see it in a different way and it looks better and better and better. So whew, really nice hike. A couple little hills, I guess, but for the most part pretty flat. There's Royal Columns, there's the hike to get up there. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button now. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. We're doing more in and around the Yakima area and all over Washington. We're gonna be here for another few weeks and getting lots of awesome experiences in and views, trying to take in Washington as much as we can while we're here. And then we will head to Europe this summer. So like and subscribe, and if you know anything else about the Yakima area, about these cliffs, about climbing here, I'm curious, let me know in the comments below. Just an underrated area, this eastern half of Washington. So until then, we will see you in the next one.